today we are filming a makeup video. I don't want to call it a tutorial because I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. It's just going to be a little bit of a playing around with new makeup that I've got, getting ready for a photo shoot that we have tonight, and all that jazz. So we're going to get right into it. I am in a new setup right now the only other videos that I've posted recently have been vlogs, so really the whole thing is new setup. But we're working with lighting, we're working with sound, so bear with me if it's not great for this video because we're getting better, I promise. So I have all my products here with me. Most of it is drugstore products, which I personally really like because being a mom, as much as I would love to just spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on makeup all the time, I cannot because my baby needs to eat. So I like to find things at the drugstore because I find the drugstore has a lot of really good products anyway that work sometimes better than stuff like the high-end brands. So I have washed my face and moisturized. I've been using the Ordinary Skincare line, and so I've got on the hyaluronic acid serum first, and then I put on the natural moisturizing lotion, I think it's called, or moisturizer. It's just their like basic moisturizer, loving it. So I've prepped my skin. The foundation that I'm using is quite matte and full coverage, so I like to really hydrate my skin before. So I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Cucumber Primer Water, and my mirror is literally like right here, so that's where I'm going to be looking, but I'm going to try not to look there too often. So I'm just going to give my face a good spray. I don't really like the smell of this stuff. It's growing on me, but it works really well. And then while that's set, I'm going to be mixing two foundations. This has been my favorite go-to for foundations lately. I'm using the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation, and then I mix it with the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation. Because they're two different colors, this is one of the lighter colors. This is the 120 Ivory, Classic Ivory. And then this one is 06 Sand Beige. So I usually do 2 pumps of this with 1 pump of that, and I don't often use the whole thing because you really don't need to use the whole thing, but that's how I get the color that works for me. And I just mix it on a mixing palette here. Let's put that on. So our shoot that we're doing is for a friend. She's a photographer, obviously, and she had a couple of shots in mind that she wanted to get at a fair. So we're gonna do that. Because it's summer, I've been wearing sunscreen every time I'm out, so my neck and my face are significantly lighter than the rest of my body. But what else is new? I mean, self-tan are addicts, so typically that's where my skin is at anyway. But I find that this foundation shears out really nicely, so it matches pretty well. I'm also going to be wearing this top, I think, so I'm being super risky by wearing it as I do my makeup, but it also means that if my foundation does not match the rest of my body too well, it's a long sleeve top. I can just like blend it down my neck and then fool everybody that way. Plus it's a night shoot, so a little bit darker foundation, you're not really going to notice. So I don't think I've done like an updated video on like myself recently. I know that that's kind of a silly thing to say, but I've only just recently started getting back into YouTube, and even then I wasn't really doing a lot of videos before, just kind of like random ones here and there when I felt inspired. So my name is Elyse, and I have a baby boy. He is 15 months old, and I am a makeup artist by trade, like it's what I do for work, and a social media manager. And one of my things when I got pregnant was that I like lost all interest in doing makeup because I was so tired. And then I had the baby, and I just didn't have time to do my own makeup. And so I decided while I was on mat leave that I was going to start a blog directed towards helping moms feel good and look their best, or look how they want to look, you know, without needing a ton of time. So I, on my blog, do a lot of like quick mom makeup looks. I do really affordable makeup products and just like really easy ways for moms to put themselves together. But it's not just moms that need this. Like any busy working woman, you know, knows that there's not enough time in the day for everything. And so having to, you know, sit in front of the mirror and do your makeup every day is so time consuming, and to the point where like even myself some days I don't want to do my makeup. It's like, it's exhausting, and I've got stuff to get done. So that's what I do. And I'll link it down in the bio in case you want to check it out. You can follow me on Instagram and everything, and like I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm really trying to focus my content on that kind of stuff, along with affordable fashion finds and how, you know, as moms you can wear the latest trends and everything without feeling like you can't parent in the outfits, you know what I mean? Like I find a lot, oh sorry, I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. So I try to take the trends and help moms put them together for themselves so that they can still parent. I guarantee I'm going to look back on this video and realize that I do so many weird things while I'm putting on my makeup. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay. Now that we are full coverage, this is like full coverage, full coverage, full coverage, I'm going to set everything in place. To set my under eyes, I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I'm going to set around my nose and like smile lines. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and that's in the Hydrating Mineral Veil. And I'm pretty sure I left the cap open, so it's like super mess. Okay, awesome. It's gonna like take my, oh my god, I don't know if you can see that, but it's gonna like take my brush very carefully, try and like set my face with this without getting it all over. Oh my god, it's getting all over my bed. Awesome. Okay, next we're gonna add some shape back to my face. Using the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast. This one is my favorite, like regardless of what shade my skin is, like how tanned I am, it always works. So, I'm gonna put that there. Because we're using this makeup for photos at night, I'm gonna go just a little bit heavier so that it shows up. Take that up on my forehead. Oh my god, there's so much powder in my mouth from that Bare Minerals powder. So now we have a little bit of color back in our face. Might put a little bit under here as well. Okay. Good. Taking my Hoola bronzer, I'm going to contour a little bit, just a little bit. When I am contouring for film, I like to take my bronzer or my contour just a little bit farther down than I normally would in like everyday. Just like sculpts things a little bit nicer. You want to make sure that you're pushing everything back up into your hairline as well. Okay, and I'm taking like a very small amount down my nose. Okay, and then taking the same brush that I used to go under my eyes, I'm going to just like blend out the sides of my nose here because I'm sure they look crazy. And I'm gonna just like clean up under where I put that bronzer. And if you feel like it came down a little too far, take your sponge or whatever you use to put your foundation on and just like clean it up with that. Okay, we need eyebrows. I'm gonna do this off camera because they take so long. But I will do a separate video all on eyebrows because I've had people ask me about that. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Okay, eyebrows are on. I'm not going to put blush on or anything yet because I don't know what I'm doing with my eyes. I have somewhat of an idea, but I'm going to put the blush on later. So, on my eyes, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. This is the first time that I have used this. I just bought it, so I am super excited. This is what it looks like. I'm thinking I'm going to, there we go. I'm thinking I'm going to play around in like these cooler tones a little bit. which is very unlike me, but we're gonna go with it. Just going into my MAC palette here, which I've made myself. And I'm going in with MAC Soft Brown first, just as a transition color in my crease. Just gonna fluff that in here. It's a pretty neutral brown, which is why we're starting with that, because a lot of the other colors there's a lot of really warm tones in the Soft Glam palette here with the Anastasia palette, and I don't really want that for my look. We're gonna blend all that out a little bit more in a second. Okay, just gonna blend over the edges there so it's really soft and smoky. I don't want anything too dramatic today. We're just going for a really soft glam. We're going for a really soft glam look. I like just caught a glimpse of myself in the viewfinder. Freaking crazy. Okay, I'm gonna put it underneath my lash line as well, just to keep it really smoky, and I'm using the same brush to get that really like blown out effect. So now I'm gonna go into the Soft Glam palette and I'm gonna take Dusty Rose with the same brush, with the same brush. And I'm gonna put it essentially in the same spot that I put the soft brown, but I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit lower, so like I will blend it up into the soft brown, but I'm gonna try and keep it in my crease. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in to the Soft Glam palette. I'm taking this, what is this called? Cypress Umber. And I'm just going to put that a little bit along the outer corner here, and I'm going to use the brush that it came with. No, I'm not. I lied. I'm going to use a smaller blending brush and just take a little bit of it. They're pretty powdery. Like, I don't know if you can see. Hold on, see if it'll focus. Like, there's a lot of powder on there, which, I mean, maybe it's normal, but it's like quite a bit. Oh, that's really dark. Oh my god, that's too dark. Okay, that was darker than I expected, so I'm gonna take a little bit of it because I have to even it out onto the other side, but we're gonna fix this. Yeah, that's too dark. Okay. So now that we have this super dark shadow on the outside of it, I remember when I said I was going for a natural look? Yeah, okay, me too. First, I'm gonna take the first blending brush that I used to put that Dusty Rose color on, and I'm going to blend out the crease again. Now I'm gonna take the brush that the palette came with, and I'm going into Tempera, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. Okay, this one is significantly more pigmented than I thought as well. This whole look is going awesome. Just flipping over the brush and using the blending side to blend all this out. This was not the look I was going for. Okay, it's not terrible. Okay, going back in with Soft Brown from MAC. I'm gonna go back through the crease just to hopefully like fix the colors a little bit. Make it all blend back together. Now I'm taking that Tempera color again with the brush that the palette came with. I'm just going to go right underneath the brow bone. Focusing most of the highlight color at the highest point under the arch, because that's where I want to emphasize. And then I'm just fluffing it all around. I am going to put some mascara on and some false lashes on, and then come right back. All right, lashes are on, and it makes such a big difference. I cannot get over it. I freaking love lashes. So what did I put on? I just put on my all-time favorites, the Demi Wispies by Ardell. I also really like the Kiss number 11s. Those are ones that I use in my makeup kit, like my freelancing kit. It's what I use on all of my brides. It looks good on absolutely everybody. So those ones I actually like better than the Demi Wispies, but I didn't have any. So these ones are equally, like, they're also very good. So that's what I put on. And now we're gonna do blush. So I think because I've got quite a like purpley cool tone look, we're going to use, this one's called Blush All Day by MAC, but it has a bit of a sheen to it, which I really like, super natural. So I'm gonna put that on, take off all the cat hairs off the brush. And I'm just going to apply that, yeah. When I'm applying my blush lately, I like to start it quite like on my apples, but a little bit lower, and then swoop it upwards so that it's like, gives the illusion of fuller cheeks. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose just to like tie everything together. Now I'm going to take the same brush that I used to set my under eyes. I'm just going to fluff that and blend out the edges. Next up, I'm using my, basically one of the only blushes or highlighters that I ever use. This is the Smashbox Spotlight Palette in Pearl. I use Blow Fuse and Crank It Up. So it's the lighter one and the middle one, and I just mix them together. We're gonna hit right above here. I take a little bit of the lighter one and I just like smile and I hit the tops of my cheeks so that it gives a really like glow from within look. And then I take a mixture again, and I just put a tiny bit on the like bridge of my nose in the center here, and a little bit just on the tip, but not too much. I try to avoid bringing my highlighter too far down my nose just because I don't like to emphasize the actual tip of my nose. I find it makes it look a lot bigger than it is, so I like to emphasize just above the tip. And then I take whatever's left over on my bronzer brush and I will just hit like right at the tip of my nose to try and create the illusion that my nose is a little bit shorter. Then I'm going to take whatever's left over on my highlighting brush and I'm going to hit above my eyebrows. I naturally have quite oily skin, so I don't add too much highlighter up there. And then taking the lighter color, I'm going to hit right above the like Cupid's bow here. Okay, I'm just going to take my blending brush, there's nothing on it, and I'm going to just blend out the like around where I put the highlighter because I don't want there to be any lines. Everything should look very seamless. So we're almost done. I'm just going to do my lips now, and I have been, this is like totally 90s of me, but I've been loving a darker lip liner with a lighter lipstick. And my two favorite combination right now has been the NYX, the NYX Mauve lip liner with the MAC Flesh Pot lipstick. So I almost always overdraw my lips just because I like the way it looks a lot better. And especially when you're using a lighter lip color, I find that overdrawing with a darker lip liner really emphasizes your lips and makes them look fuller instead of like fading away into the rest of your face. So I don't really overline my bottom lip. I find that it's quite full already, but I do my top lip. Okay, so once I've lined the bottom, what I'm going to do is shade in the corners. Leave the center blank. Now I'm going to overline my top lips, and I like to round out my Cupid's bow. I like to keep the inner parts of my lips still quite small and just like plump up the top part, if that makes sense. The hardest part is always getting them even. Okay, and the same that I did with the bottom lip, I'm going to shade the outer corners in the top lip as well. Okay, I think that's pretty even. It's about as even as we're going to get. Then I take my lipstick, and I'm going to apply the most color in the center of my lips and then fade it out into the darker lip liner. And then to get the outer corners, I just like tap it. Then I go back in with my lip liner. It looks really crazy right now, and then we're gonna just like fade it all or blend it all in together. Actually, I'm gonna take my lip or my finger, just like shear it out a little bit. It's a little too much right now. Now taking my lip liner, I'm just gonna like redefine the edges a little bit. So the trick for this is to make sure that it is really blended. What you want to avoid is any of the like dark pencil underneath it. You want to make sure it's covered with a lipstick so that you don't get these random patches of dark lines. So, and then by just like going over everything else with the lip liner again on top of the lipstick, you'll find that it blends the colors a lot more. So you can leave it like this, but I am actually going to put a gloss on top of it. And I have been loving this gloss from Milani. It is in Soft Rose, and it's called I think it's the Keep It Full. Yeah, Keep It Full lip gloss. And I saw it on Courtney Shields' Instagram page, and it's like, oh, cool, like a new lip gloss. And I tried it, and it's awesome. It's got this like really nice minty smell to it, and I really, really enjoy it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of it in the center, and just the center, because I just want to accentuate the like higher, plumper parts of my lips so that it looks really full. So that's there, and then I'll like tap it just at the top part of my cupid's bow. And that is it. It's like actually quite fast. If I wasn't talking through it, it would be even faster, but it's a very simple look that you can do. Most of it is drugstore. You know, throughout the video I was a little unsure, but I did start it saying I didn't have a plan, and so that's okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, share it. There's going to be a ton more coming your way. And if you're curious to see what our photos look like that we're getting done tonight, make sure you follow my Instagram page, which I will link here and also in the down bar so that you can follow along. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye!